You guys ready for Sam? Keep it going. Keep clapping. Sam, get out of here.
My most memorable backfire moment is way back on the first day of ninth grade algebra. When I got to class, all the desks were occupied, except for a few along the far wall. And these were those old wooden desks that were cramped and so hard to sit in. I had to, in hopes of getting comfortable at all, I had to extend a leg on either side of the desk in front of me. And girls didn't have that benefit because they were not allowed to wear pants. So they had to cross their legs and extend a foot around the desk in front of them. Well, I made my way to this desk, and I'm trying to get situated in it when into the room comes my 8th grade crush, Darla. Darla didn't know me from Adam, but I knew her because Darla, well, she was one of these girls to whom God had been extremely generous. And she used to cover that divine generosity with very tight-fitting blouses, which used to drive all the guys crazy, and none more so than me, I assure you. Well, she comes in the classroom, and she walks down the aisle I'm sitting on, and she takes the desk directly behind me. My heart was aflutter. I mean, the woman of my dreams is but a desktop away. And I thought, this is great, you know, because I'll get to know her, we'll talk, maybe we'll become friends. Who knows what might happen? And then I got panicky because I thought, this thing could backfire before it even starts. How am I going to go a whole semester and her not catch me stealing glances at her legs? I mean, there's only so many times you can drop a pencil, right? So I just didn't quite know how to handle that. The bell rang and class began. And I pulled my leg back and began to bounce the weight of my leg on my toes. And after a little while, I stopped, and without realizing it, my leg drifted over to the right, and when it did, it touched her foot. And I just froze. I mean, she wasn't moving it. So I moved my leg away, and I thought, oh my God, what should I turn around and maybe I should say something? I apologize. But wait, I'm the one that moved away. She didn't move her foot. You know, she didn't seem to mind it. In fact, maybe she liked it. So I decided to test my theory, and a few minutes later, I let my leg drift over there again. Her foot was still there, and I touched her foot. She didn't move it. So I brought my foot back over to the left, and about 5 minutes later or so, I let it drift over again. There was her foot. I touched it, stayed longer than I was before. She didn't move her foot again. So I let it drift back to the left. This went on throughout the class period. So about 5 minutes before class is to end, I got very daring. And I let my leg drift over there again. I touched her foot. She didn't move. And I began to raise and lower my leg against her foot. She did not move. Well, my heart was really racing, and I could not wait for class to end because I was going to get the courage to talk to her. And then a problem arose, literally. Yes, there was movement in my pants. And I was really concerned about this because I wanted to talk to her. And what was I going to do? Take my books and hold it in front of my lap and, hey, Darla, remember me from 8th grade history? I mean, she'd think I'm a dweeb. What is this? I just, again, all of this I was thinking about was going to backfire on me. So I didn't know what to do, and I decided I was going to do nothing. The bell was going to ring. I wasn't moving. I was going to wait till everybody exited the classroom before I got up. So I'm sitting there in my desk with my leg against Darla's foot, and the bell rings, and I don't move, but neither does Darla. And the kids are all gathering their books, and they get up and they're walking out. I don't move, and neither does Darla. Now I am really excited. And then all of a sudden, I notice a girl walk by who looks exactly like Darla. And I strained to look at her. Well, it was Darla. But that's impossible because her foot's here. Well, I looked down, and what I had confused to be her foot was my zipper notebook sticking out from the book compartment underneath the seat. Now I'm really mortified. I have no confidence. I'm absolutely not going to talk to her, and everything just went down the drain. The only benefit that I got, or the only renown moment that came from this, is I stand before you, the only man on the planet that got aroused by a notebook.